That's right. The SLP is back with another super fan co-host night. The SLP is proud to bring back a man that they say is feared by Bigfoot. Woodland creatures cower when they hear his footsteps. Able to leap giant moosehead skulls in a single bound. That's right. The one and only Mr. Cameron Young is with us tonight. This time he's on a mission to get to the bottom of the UFO versus Bigfoot conspiracy. Why is it that Bigfoot sightings go hand in hand with UFO types? Who knows? We're going to find out tonight, right here on the Squatchers Lounge podcast. Woo! Woo! Fat girl fart or chewy call. You make the call.
Oh my God, boys. We are officially dealing with a fucking Sam Square.
That's right. Parental supervision is probably going to be required for this one tonight. Over there, that guy, that's the super fan co-host with me tonight. And it's all his fault if it doesn't come out the way you expected it to. That's right, Mr. Cameron Moosehead Young. How you doing, man? Dude, that picture, dude, where did you find that Moosehead?
That was given to my dad. I don't know, one of his buddies had it or whatever. We had it on a tree in our backyard on our old acreage home. So, but then we put it in a rock garden, and I gave it to one of my buddies to give to his dad to put on his barn. And I just took one last picture with it because
that sucker just gets around then, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I couldn't exactly put it up in my garage here in Sherwood Park. I don't know. It might be frowned upon. They'd be like, "Who lives over there?" Ah, it's them hillbillies.
Them hillbillies with that moose head. That's who lives up over there. Well, as we get used to at the beginning of the show every week, I guess this isn't going to be any different just because we're getting near Christmas time. Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish watchers out there as well. So let's talk about
the news.
Yeah, I want to talk about the news, but unfortunately, I didn't have the news actually up properly. So now that I do, I can go back and actually share this. Yeah, I know it's not. I'm under the weather. Just deal with it, people. I love all y'all, but boy, some of these comments just really. Now the screen share won't come up at all. Yeah, they do, man. They're just like, "Oh, you suck. You're not a pro at all." It's like, you want a pro? Start paying me. All right, ask me for my PayPal. Deposit $29.95 every week, and you'll get a much more professional Dean Cooper's posted in the lounge. Look at that. We love that. Hey, speaking of stuff that we love, facing the big, hairy monkey thing, looking for Sasquatch in the real world. A book by Mr. Jim Sherman. That's right. School teacher, Bigfoot believer. That doesn't mean he's crazy, people. Probably one of the top suspected Bigfoot howl collectors on the planet. If a Bigfoot makes that sound, he's probably heard it. He's got a book out, that's right, Facing the Big Hairy Monkey People, and it's all of 8 books, shipping included. And if you ask him, he'll autograph it. And the artist that did the illustration on the cover, which of course is his daughter, which is also who named the book Facing the Big Hairy Monkey thing, will also autograph it as well. 10% of the sales from now until December 25th will be donated to one of 3 charities you will vote for. So he's not even keeping the cash.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. Germanicus1 at hotmail.com. If you have PayPal, you can just send the $8 directly there and leave your address and whether you'd like to have it autographed in the notes. That way he knows where to send it. If not, you can message him on Facebook, Mr. Jim Sherman. You can find him there. That's for sure. All right.
Makes a good stocking stuffer.
It does. For $8, sell out, I would hope. Okay. Monkeys may technically be able to talk, but if you listen to the SoundCloud file, you won't want them to. Apparently, over years of study, it's always been thought that, the human evolution is what made our throat specialized because of the way it moved forward due to our skull, blah, 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 blah. That's why humans can talk and monkeys can't. Well, apparently, macaques are different. They're found in Asia and Africa, and they have a physical capacity to speak in language, but they're finding out that their brains just don't hold enough power to do it. Well, that's one of the things that people want to attribute to the Sasquatch is the
Right.
fact that oh, they've got a language they talk. Scott Nelson says they've got a language, so they
Yeah.
must have a language. Well,
No, they don't.
the human brain capacity is what makes us special. It's not what's the same that makes us human, it's what's different. Okay, to give all of those attributes away is to give away your humanity to another ape, and I just don't think that that's the right thing to do.
No, it's not.
Give them the props for what they are,
Yeah.
but stop making them superhuman, because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't call people stupid. That's just an IDD way of thinking of things. All right, moving right along, a 960-pound great white shark named Yeti was spotted off the South Carolina coast. Now, I lived in South Carolina. I swam in the beaches of South Carolina, and never once would I have thought that there was a half-ton great white by the name of Yeti swimming anywhere near my big ass in the water. Sharks, yes. I mean, we knew there were sharks in the water, but never in my life. White sharks are always a cold water shark. What would they be doing in the warm waters off of South Carolina? Well, apparently this is a common thing. Yeti, a young female great white shark, pinged her location off of the coast of Folly Beach in Charleston area, according to Search's tracking. And I know exactly where Folly Beach is. It's down. I lived in Charleston for quite a while, and that's the place people go swimming. Is Folly Beach. So yeah, is it there for the food?
May want to get some signs and safety nets out there just to make sure people don't go any further past them.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
No.
In November, she caught the attention of the Washington Post when she was spotted off the coast of Delaware as well. I mean, it is the wintertime, so those waters are kind of cold. But it's just strange to see, a cold water white shark running up and down the East Coast. Maybe the hurricanes have them all out of whack. There was some big old.
That's very possible. It could be. I knew weather systems do some strange things to animals.
They sure do. So does radiation in the Pacific.
Right. Yeah.
Fukushima. Dean's rolling his eyeballs at us right about now. Okay. The first dinosaur tail has finally been found preserved in amber. That's right. Bum, 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 bum. So Jurassic Park was right. They're finding stuff actually preserved in amber. The cool thing about this dinosaur tail is it has proto feathers. That's right. You've heard us talk about it here on the lounge plenty of times. What would the feathers of a dinosaur look like? Well, they're starting to figure that out. And, it's just neat that this piece of dinosaur tail was literally coated in millions of year old amber and preserved enough of the tail to show us exactly what it would look like. A segment from the feathered tail of a dinosaur that lived 99 million years ago, preserved in amber. A Cretaceous era ant and plant debris were also trapped in the resin. Either that's a tiny ass dinosaur or that's a big ass ant.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Is that ant big enough to ride?
Probably not.
Check this one out. National Geographic feathered dinosaur tail in amber. I thought it was a great read. Pardon me. I'm a little under the weather, so I might have a little cough and fit here and there. Y'all get used to it. Okay, speaking of Jurassic Park, they got it completely wrong.
They done screwed up.
Well, in the original movie, when they were talking about replacing reptile DNA with frog DNA, I was just like, huh? I don't think that works.
No.
Yeah, y'all don't know that frogs aren't reptiles. Y'all stupid. But apparently, many 10-year-olds now can tell you that they turned out to be completely wrong. Like those raptors that they want to say science can move fast. We now know that the velociraptor was smaller than those clever critters hunting Jeff Goldblum and covered in feathers. That's right. While the first film tried to be accurate, the latest in the franchise didn't even bother. As John Pickerel says in his new book, Weird Dinosaurs, our current understanding of dinosaurs is nothing like the creatures depicted in the Jurassic world. Yeah, because they didn't even care. They were like, well, we're genetically making stuff that didn't exist because they're cool. You wanted scary, we give you scary.
Exactly.
You want bigger teeth, we give you bigger teeth. That's the way genetics works.
Right.
We can do all that stuff.
I believe
we can't.
Sorry to cut you off. I believe
No, go for it.
I believe actually when they made the few original Jurassic Parks, that Stan Winston that was in that Sasquatch Odyssey, I think he did some of that Jurassic Park work, actually.
Pum, 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 pum. You got it
Correct.
all friggin' wrong. Not you. The
No.
Jurassic Park. Of course. All right. On to a little bit of cryptozoological news. That's right. Reptile-like creatures spotted in North Carolina. So moving from South Carolina with a giant shark named Yeti to North Carolina, man says he saw a snake-like creature at a lake in Catawba County?
Something like
That has
that.
to be something. Dude, that's just jacked. Anyhow, the 76-year-old man, a retired Charlotte man who was asked to be kept anonymous. There's
a red
number
flag.
one. Yeah, told Cryptozoology News on Sunday that it was staying in his house on Lake Norman last Thursday when he spotted the unknown creature. I have a house right the shores of the lake with plenty overlooking the
Whoa,
lake.
I didn't even notice that
there's,
when I read the article. There's another red flag.
I was looking out at the lake and saw large splashes in the water.
That or the reporter is just really bad.
Yeah, I think whoever did proofreading just a little bit.
They do have something called spell check now on computers.
Grammarly. Add it to your Google. You'll love it. The creature described as a long and yellow reptile reportedly was visible to the man for about 30 seconds. It surfaced and swam around briefly and then went back underwater. He explained it was kind of an eel. That's just creepy.
Okay, well, there's your answer right there. That or it's a yellow.
Well, I don't know how big is that eel.
That's a
Most
really big
eels in North Carolina don't get all that big.
Well, that or it's either a really big yellow water moccasin snake.
Big old boa constrictor lost in somebody's house. I don't know. Crazy Talk, cryptozoologynews.com. You can find that one out there. All right, Cryptomundo. That's right. Finding Bigfoot, not finding Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them. They're back on the air for a whole new season. What is this now? Like season 108?
Okay, here we go. Now, I started watching this show a long time ago, and I got hooked. But then after watching your show for a while, and as you reminded me, if you watch it just for the entertainment purpose, that's okay. That's fine. Do it. Have that mentality. But if you guys actually think that this group of yahoos are actually going to find anything, think again. These guys have cameras around them. They got lights around them. They got Matt Moneymaker is not going to find Bigfoot. He is not going to be the guy that finds Bigfoot. Cliff Brackman, maybe, but not the other ones. Even Bobo, too, has gone off the rails.
Bigfoot don't eat cows because Bigfoot knows that cows are people food.
Exactly.
There you go. So,
and they're like a dog.
Yeah, they have a nose like a dog. Cold in it. Apparently, the new season starts January 8th at 9 p.m. Central on the Animal Planet. There was just a preview on this last weekend. I have it on my drive. I haven't had a chance to watch it, and I'll admit I don't rush out to watch them opening night anymore, but I do get around to watching them.
Yeah.
And a little bit of sad news. We covered it Monday night, but I'm going to cover it here again tonight. Dallas Gilbert of Dallas and Wayne, not your typical Bigfoot movie, has indeed passed away. This is from the Squatch Detective blog. That's right, Mr. Steve calls. Sources have told him the extremely sad news that the Ohio Bigfoot researcher Dallas Gilbert has passed away. Dallas, along with his best friend and research partner Wayne Burden, have been featured on their own autobiographical documentary, Not Your Typical Bigfoot Movie. Sadly, Wayne had lost his wife earlier this year, and now he's indeed lost his best friend as well. Although some of Dallas's evidence may not have stood up to somewhat the community standards, every once in a while he came up with some very interesting photos. One thing was always certain of Dallas, however, he believed in everything he did and had a great big heart. He wasn't trying to fool nobody. I mean, this guy, seriously, he was what they call that, salt of the earth. That's the kind of guy he was.
I personally never really heard of him before until now, but sounds like he actually was pretty serious. And
he was. He was absolutely serious in what he did. I mean, he just took a lot of pictures and saw, stretched a lot of things that maybe you couldn't see, but he was there. He was like, well, if you were here, maybe you could have seen it differently. And maybe that doesn't show in the picture. I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't seen any of his pictures, but I'd like to see them for myself, and I'd maybe make some kind of conclusion. But you know.
They're out there. You do a Google search. You can actually find their
Oh,
research.
okay.
It's not very difficult to come through. Anyhow, there and of course, these are not rich people. Wayne was having difficulty burying his wife, and now, unfortunately, Dallas's wife is having difficulty burying him as well. And they do have a GoFundMe campaign up for funeral funding for it. They're trying to bury him by the 16th, and I just don't think it's going to happen. So. If you can't donate to it, just share it with somebody, because you never know, somebody down the road may be able to. This is the kind of thing I would donate to rather than funding a bunch of guys
instead of
have
Todd
a bunch of money.
Standing's costume fund.
Right. or Ricky Dyer's next habituation video. Exactly. All right, wrapping it up tonight, Monte Cristo magazine released a great article about Mr. John Green, Mr. Sasquatch, not just a hairy tale, by Raina.
You lost me there, Jeff. I can't. It's small rating here on
Raina Delau. I'm gonna say it is, and dadgummit. The fog drifts by the snow-capped mountains of British Columbia's Upper Fraser Valley in puffs, like the breath of a giant on a frigid day. I read that first sentence and I was just like, all right, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
What else you got to tell me? So,
yeah, exactly.
Cameron wanted me to pull this one, and he had some thoughts he wanted to share with you on it.
Yeah, it's still surprising that he's actually gone. I mean, I know he was old, but still, like, it's a huge dent to the Bigfoot community. Like, this is the original Sasquatch hunter for us in Canada, anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean, here we looked up to John Green as well, because back in the day he was the guy that was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere there was Bigfoot, he was there. Pacific Northwest, it was British Columbia, Vancouver, didn't matter where it was.
Yeah, exactly.
He really wanted to find them in Harrison Hot Springs, though. He was for sure they were living in Harrison Hot Springs.
Oh, I have no doubt that's where they are. That's
back then, though, they were still chasing those proto-humans.
Yeah.
They were chasing the pre-humans, and
because,
people that wore pelts and threw rocks and things like that. And
that's right.
Imagine having that evolve into the Patterson film.
Exactly, and that's just it. Until the Patterson film, nobody really knew what they looked like, really. Like, there was like drawings, but it was like you said, it was like almost like hairy Indians were, to quote a phrase, But yeah, no, it's just it was a really well put together article, and I'm so glad I actually had a chance to talk to him over the phone a couple times, and a few years ago before he passed. It's too bad I never got out there to actually meet the man, but.
And these last couple of years before he passed, he did a lot of interviews with people as well. He was not difficult to get to. So
no, that was great. Like, I actually got his number from Bindernagel. So here's his number. You could try. Who knows? Same thing with Gimlin. Like, I talked to him too a couple times, and he was a bit. I didn't really bother him all that much. I just wanted to talk to him and say, hey, look, I believe you. You're not a liar. I'm sorry to hear that you had such a rough life with everything. But he still talked to me and everything, and it was great. But now he's, like you said, now he's going to conferences.
Now he's the pimp of Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
He is. He's absolutely got that ascot on. Puts the cowboy hat on, brushes up them pearly white teeth, and gives a little wink. How you doing, baby? I'm glad you came out to the Bigfoot conference. You want a picture with Bob? Bob's got a picture with you. No problem. Come here. Bob's got his picture. Come here.
And then you can hear like the promoters, Bob, hands off, Bob. Bob.
Hey, Bob, what are you doing, Bob? Hey, Bob. No, it's okay, Bob. No, it's okay. It's Bob, honey. Just go with it. Here's my room key. Wink.
Exactly. I put the bluff in Bluff Creek.
That's right. I put the hey diddle diddle. Put the Bob Gimlin in the middle. All right, let's get us time for a little bit of camping tips
all going to hell.
in a handbasket. The righteous side of hell, though.
Yeah, well,
that's where the party's at on Friday night.
Camping tips for students. Tip number 27. Winter is fucking cold. So camping in winter is gonna suck if you suck at camping in summer. Here are some tips that keep your ass warm at night. Wear clothes to bed. Too many of you out there are freaky diggy nudist weirdos. I'm assuming. So wearing warm layers in a warm winter temp-rated sleeping bag will keep you warm and keep you from being a weirdo nudist popsicle for bears to lick. Okay, that sounded better in my head. Sorry. Don't sleep on the damn ground. I don't care if you think you're one of those weirdo neo-werewolves. You'll die. The ground is like a vampire. It actually sucks the heat out of your body. Now, me personally, I'm fat and I'm lazy and I'm proud.
Own it.
I like to sleep on a camp cot. The trick is to isolate you and your hot mess from the ground, like using heat insulating camping pads or stacks of your fallen enemies that you defeated in battle. So keep warm out there, stupids, because I care? Not really. This has been Camping Tips for Stupids. Remember to spay and neuter your idiot population.
That's right. Wear layers and don't be stupid about it. Woo! There's your tip.
That was definitely the best one by far.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Jebin Moore. That's right. Let's go out here to the lounge live chat room and let's see who's hanging out with us tonight. If you haven't said hi, now would be the time because otherwise I won't know you're out there. So we'll start out here with Mr. Doc Rocks. He's out there as well. I'm feeling so bad tonight. I got a little bit of skin. Oh, damn, it's on the microphone again. How you doing again? Glad you could join us as well. Mr. Life and Times of JCM. That's right. Mr. Camper Tips for Stupids themselves is hanging out with us tonight. Starshine somewhere in the sky. That's right. She's always out there hanging. That's our cheerleader. Go, go, Starshine. Dean Cooper. That's right. Quasi-theorist, moon moderator. He can put you in timeout. Try him. I bet you he can do it. Hey, look. There's my drunken Irish dad, Mr. Ryan McGinty. Barry Bishop. That's right. That's not Barry Pastor. Barry Bishop. How you doing there, buddy? There's our batting third, our center fielder, Mr. Kurt Harris. How you doing there, sir? Glad you could join us. Mr. Rock City Marco checking in. He must have the limo put up for the night. Rod Dupree. Yeah, he's in the place to be. Who else is hanging out there in the live chat room tonight? James the Grower. That's right. I love the stuff he's growing. Puff, puff, pass. That's right. Snickering cough. Woo! Sometimes you got to cough to get off. Let's see here. Who else is flying around out there in the hill shine tonight? We got Netta Dooble Double. Do double. Nate Do Double. There we go. Got that one out finally. A whole lot of doo-doobs in there. Glad you could join us tonight as well. Let's see here. Michael Koch. I want to say cock, but I'm pretty sure it's Koch. Not sure. Could be cock. Koch. I've heard weirder shit. Yeah. Let's see here. Who else is Frank Smith. That's right. Good God, it's late and you're still checking in. Thanks a lot, dude. We appreciate that. He's overseas there somewhere, like the UK and Ireland. I didn't know the UK was in Ireland, but I guess apparently they are. Aaron Elzinga.
Oh, Elzinga, that's my buddy. That's my.
How you doing there, Aaron? Glad you could join us. That's your Cameron's buddy. I give you a big. May the Squatch be with you. Glad you could join us as well. Let's see here. Who else is? Michael Cock. I think I said that earlier. Coach. Could be Coach. Collier Wilmus. That's right. Nocturnal Emissions with Cole. Let's see here.
I can't wait for that show to debut.
Dude.
The ratings will go right through the roof.
Pittsburgh HMC Connell. How you doing, dude? I came from Johnstown, bro. So You know, I know where Pittsburgh is. Johnstown's
Go Penguins.
little tiny place in the middle of nowhere. Just don't go there. No one should ever go there. Not even to visit. There ain't nothing there. The flood memorial is like a spot on the side of this freaking building with a water gut. I mean, it ain't even impressive.
Where's this?
Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Okay, well, that looks like who was up there earlier in the night. Let's see if anybody checked in to the very end before we go out here. Yes, we do have some people checking in afterwards. See, I told you, if you don't say hi, it's Coke, not Coach nor Cock. It's Coke. All right, Michael Coke. I think you should have an E on everyone's Coke, but all right, we'll give it to you. Tom the Dankest. How you doing there, Tom the Dankest? Boy, we're getting a lot of growing dank people. I love it, man. That's, you know, hey, the Prop 64 here in California. Amen. Stop. You don't need prohibition of anything. I'm a big boy. Sam Squanch Rivera finally checked in. That guy's retarded when it comes to Facebook chat, but we'll get him figured out one of these days.
Exactly.
I think that is everybody that's out there in the lounge tonight. So hallelujah, amen, pass the ammunition, and Bigfoot versus UFOs. Now, my man Cameron here says, hey, how come it is that every time we hear these crazy people talk about UFOs, they talk about Bigfoot too? And as a collector of stories, I have a few, more than a few, Bigfoot stories that have to do with both UFOs and Bigfoot sightings in the same night. Now, what are you trying to bring to the table on this one here, Cameron? I mean,
well, to me personally, associating Bigfoot and UFOs is the biggest bunch of BS since the Trump election. Now, sorry, that's all I could think of on the fly. But it's just, to me, Bigfoot and UFOs should not mix. They're two totally different things. Bigfoot is not alien. He's not extraterrestrial. He's not, you know, he's a sure, we'll go with that. But to me, it's just stupid. Like, it's stupid.
Well, now let me pick your brain. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for the show for us, so we can bounce it back and forth for a little bit. So, you know, these aren't necessarily my view. The thoughts and opinions based on this show may not actually be the thoughts and opinions of the Reverend Jeff. It may be for entertainment value only. Thank you. Okay, saying that.
So don't take it seriously and don't bitch after the show.
Well, no, not even that. Let me just bend your mind a little bit when it comes to UFOs. What do you say in your mind? Are you visiting the planet?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you believe that it's possible that UFOs visit this planet?
Oh yeah, it's possible, but it's got nothing to do with Bigfoot.
Okay, so you have a skeptical enough open mind. Yes, people, that's what a skeptical mind is. It's open. Skeptical mind is something that's able to be changed based on the facts that's presented to it, even if it's wrong.
I believe in UFOs. Alberta's got some of the highest UFO sightings in all of Canada.
So why is it, if you believe in UFO, what's flying it? What would be inside of it?
Well, aliens.
Well, but what would those aliens look like is my question.
Not big hairy animals, that's for sure.
Well, why not? We're big hairy animals. We fly around the spaceships. I mean, the only reason that we're not big hairy animals, the reason that the astronauts don't look like me flying around the spaceships is because they shave. If they didn't shave, they would look like me. I mean, they would be big hairy animals flying around the spaceships. So we're big hairy animals flying around the spaceships, landing on other planets. We're already hairy apes landing on alien planets. We've landed on the moon. We call it a moon, but the moon is a planet.
Yeah, the moon is a planet. Yeah.
So we've already alien invaded another.
But did we?
Of course we did. I can look at Google. I can look at Google Moon and show you the actual tracks of the buggy that they drove around up there.
Oh, okay.
You can't fake any of that with Google Moon these days. You feel me? Just like they have Google Earth, they have Google Moon as well. So we have all that mapped out. We can prove that, yeah, I can get right on the internet and I can throw you live satellite feed. They don't fake that stuff. Nobody fakes that stuff. There's no point in faking it. You can't.
Unless they were trying to beat the Russians before they got to them.
The beauty of doing something is the fact that you can prove that you did it.
Anyway.
I mean, if I say I killed a Bigfoot, then I'm going to have a head, a hand, multiple things.
Exactly.
That I killed a Sasquatch.
Not like your buddy there who never brought back a body or a piece of the body.
Like I said, when you're attuned to all of the details in the case, you understand why that happened. But
yeah. You're scared shitless.
Well,
anybody who shot something like that would be scared shitless.
There's alcohol involved. There's a lot of things that just bad judgment happens when you drink a lot of alcohol. Bad judgment happens. So just know that up front. But yeah, I mean that's what we're looking. So you're open minded to the idea of UFOs coming to the planet, even possible landing.
Yeah.
I mean, are you open to the idea of cattle mutilations by UFOs?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so
all I'm basically saying, like, there's aliens, there's UFOs. But they have nothing to do with Bigfoot. Bigfoot is a totally separate mystery to me.
Well, see, I personally agree with you, but the devil's advocate side of me says again, isn't it possible that it's both ways? See, I look at the woo people and say, I'm not sure what it is that you're studying or you're trying to research or you're trying to investigate, because it's different than the Sasquatch creature that I'm trying to investigate. The Sasquatch creature that I'm trying to investigate lives pretty much all over the world. Right, pretty much all over the world. We've proven through, in Bigfoot all over the world. But, in the Pacific Northwest is an easier place to nail it down to.
Right.
That are flesh and blood creatures that breed. They don't need to go interdimensionally. They have habits. They have habitat. They have areas that they like. They have areas that they don't like. We can figure all of that out being a biological animal. Then there's the woo people who are chasing them through interdimensional portals and seeing red skies and portals straight to hell. Oh my God! Richard Allen's last blog about something of the schizophrenic Brit. Just sorry, I can't. The name is so long. It's and you got to spell schizophrenic. But the link's in the Squatchers Lounge. Holy crap! There's a guy out there. I'm not giving him any name press at all because I don't want you going looking him up because you heard it from me. There's a guy out there is claiming that he can cure cancer through believing in Sasquatch. Now, Captain Realistic here is going to tell you people, believing in Sasquatch is not going to cure cancer.
Trust me, I've had cancer. I've cured it, but it didn't take no.
That guy wants your money, and it's coming soon. He wants your money. He has a message for you. The Sasquatch people have given him a message to deliver to you, but you can't have it unless you go to his conference. And once you're at his conference, you can't have it unless you buy his book. He'll give you a little taste on stage, but you'll have to buy the book if you want to hear the message. I'm telling you, it's coming. And this, I don't know who those people are studying. I don't know what kind of an animal cures cancer, mind speaks, drops marbles in rooms, has sexual intercourse with your wife while in invisible form. I'm not sure. I don't know all of the claims that go along with that Woofoot. But, then there might also be a hairy bipedal creature that does come from a spaceship and also leaves with it. So there's the ape that we have, the fifth chimpanzee, as I call it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the ape that we have, the fifth chimpanzee. Then who knows? Let's just devil advocate say that these wackos are chasing some kind of interdimensional Sasquatch that really can't cure cancer by thinking about it. Can't accuse me of being closed-minded on this.
Nope.
That exists too. Then why not somebody who sees a hairy biped come from a spaceship and leave with it too? I mean, E.T. wasn't wearing no clothes.
No.
And when you hear of the Greys, they're not really described with wearing any clothes. Mm-hmm. And the Pleiadians, they're just like really tall, skinny Greys. Then there's the lizard people. I don't know. Do lizard people wear clothes? I'm talking about. I may
have to look into that. But
People of Earth. It's a TV show that's on right now. It's fantastic. Anyhow, but like I said, could it not be all of those things?
I was brought up on it as a half man, half ape creature walking around the woods. Never was told about it coming from a spaceship. Never was told that it was an alien. So that's
then there's the other woo aspect to it, that they're the descendants of Cain or the Nephilim. Oh, the leftover descendants of half angel, half human bastard children that God descended to earth. Yeah, it's well.
Here's another thing: don't mix Bigfoot up in religion.
Yeah, we went up to the Olympic Peninsula with old hair boy, and he's 1 second walking on the ridge of the Olympic Peninsula on the OP project with Derek Randall's talking about Bigfoot, and they cut scene talking about how they're angels and Nephilim and descendants of Cain. It's there's so much muddiness in the water of what Sasquatch research, really is. I mean, what are you researching? You're studying a subject. A topic. Anyhow, I'm not even going to get into that. Research. I investigate stuff. That's what I do. I look into things.
Well, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. That's
what an investigator is. A researcher is somebody like Diane Fossey who goes to the woods and lives with these things for years. That's what a researcher does. I don't know too many people that research anything in the Bigfoot field. But that's the thoughts and opinions may not be those of the Squatchers Lounge podcast.
Exactly.
I gotta protect the brand. Yeah, I can fire myself and get another host. I gotta be able to protect the brand.
Exactly. It's okay. I'll take over.
Well, you really got to look at it. Really
hard.
How far down the line does it actually go? Do you investigate and let investigate? Let bygones be bygones. Let Mormons be Mormons, and let Catholics be Catholics. Let biological researchers be biological researchers, and woo-footers be woo-footers. But the problem is that's like catfishing. Well, that's great. You're going catfishing, but there's like 9-10 different kind of catfish. What kind of catfish are you going to go catch? You're going to go catch channel cat. You're going to go catch blue cat. You're going to go catch a mud cat. You're going to go catch flathead. You're going to go catch sea cat. I mean, there's a whole bunch of what kind of catfish are you going? We're going Bigfoot hunting. Well, I might be interested. But are you going for the UFO Bigfoot? Are you going for the woo Bigfoot? Are you going for the lives in the woods and have been here all the time Bigfoot? I don't know, which Bigfoot are you going for? That would have to be a question in the mix there.
Sounds like asking what restaurant are you going to? Like, really? Like no, to me it's just Bigfoot is not an alien. You know what? If one comes in and it's proven to be one, okay, fine, you got me. But to me, okay, I'm using this term very loosely. It's an animal. It's not an alien. He lives in the woods. He doesn't live in space. He doesn't come from a planet. He's not dropped off here by aliens who were doing experiments on them.
I love that one though.
Being banned by freaking
Earth is the penal colony of banished Sasquatch from the Sasquatch planet. Oh, you've been a bad Sasquatch. We're going to take you to Earth and drop you off in the Pacific Northwest, young man. You're going to live there for a decade, and they're going to come find you. You watch.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Be like, I'm fine, drop my ass off there. Ain't nobody going to find me.
No Squatch Box 1 for you, mister. That's right. And they're not going to be playing Gears of War ever. Dad.
But no, it's just, I mean, hey, if people out there watching the show want to believe that it's an alien, that's fine. I'm not saying. But to me, if someone asks me, what do you really think Bigfoot is? I say, he ain't no alien.
I think part of it is,
I'm old school.
People get freaked out in the woods most times.
Yeah.
When people say they're going Bigfooting, they kind of do go off the beaten path. They're not really right outside of town. They're up on a mountaintop somewhere. There aren't a whole lot of people around. Things tend to get heightened in your mind when things do happen. It's eventful. Mm-hmm. So when you see a weird glow through the trees, and you want to think, oh my God, is that a UFO? Is he dropping off a banished Sasquatch from the Sasquatch planet? I don't know. Let me go see. And you go running through the woods, to find out that it's just a fog lamp on top of, the electrical lines that are going up, another 100 miles.
Yeah.
There happens to be some kind of a marker light up there.
Yeah.
I've been in the woods and heard weird things that make no sense, seen weird things that make no sense, heard people call my name, specifically my name. And when I went to investigate where that came from, there was nobody there. And the creepy thing is there were only 2 of us on that trip. And the other guy that was with me that knew my name was 10 miles back at camp. I mean, yeah, it was a very, very creepy thing. But, then all of a sudden, do you see a Sasquatch? It just so happens that all those weird things happen to you while you're out there. Next thing you know, a Sasquatch comes walking down the hill. Do all those things then get compiled to make it, oh my God, Bigfoot really do come from alien ships?
No, they don't. I'm sorry, but I'm never going to change my mind on that. Unless I see it, right? So there's the skeptical part coming out of me again.
I think one of the Bigfoot campfire stories was about the MIBs.
The men in black. Yeah.
Somebody saw a group of MIBs investigating a spot where a craft had landed, and they saw several Bigfoot get out of the craft and walk around, get back in the craft and leave, and carrying various things. They weren't exactly sure what they had picked up, but the men in black only found the big 18 by 9 inch footprints leading away from it and then leading back to
18 by 9?
Yeah, 18 inches by 9 inches.
Oh, that's a good size.
Well, that's always what the key to a Bigfoot track, as they say, is usually it's half as wide as it is long.
Right.
So if it's 18 inches long, it should be at the widest point across. It should be half again to kind of rule out a bear, because those dimensions don't really work for a bear inner step.
Weren't no bear.
So, weren't no bear. Right. There's a lot of anecdotal. Yes, I think that's the word. Anecdotal evidence. No, anecdotal, I believe is the word. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence pieces that kind of add up in the long chain of things to kind of make a determination for why I believe certain things. Yeah. I've had the guys come back from night trips going, dude, we saw a UFO. Now, these are guys who wouldn't lie to me. These are guys who have no reason to make things up.
My dad says when he worked on the rigs, he said he saw a UFO a couple of times. I believe it.
These are hardcore investigators who call in bears and don't even shoot them off. They just wait for them to discover that it's a predator call and wait for the bear to run off. I mean, these are hardcore guys, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw a UFO." Like, how come I always missed a UFO? I said, "Did you see a Bigfoot?" They're like, "No, didn't see a Bigfoot, but we saw a UFO." I was like, "What did you actually see?" Well, it was a dark thing, and it went zigzag, zip, and went through the air. So we don't know what it was. It was an unidentified flying thingy. That's what a UFO is, isn't it?
Unidentified flying object, yeah.
But, they don't, again, like you, they don't automatically go, oh, they were dropping off a Bigfoot from the Sasquatch planet. That's, long thing short is, if somebody were misappropriating something else you did besides Bigfoot investigations, if all of a sudden you were a train enthusiast and somebody else started, doing train work as well, but they called it pedophiles. And all of a sudden now you're a pedophile because you're into trains too. You wouldn't want that dirtiness of it on your train, on your train hop.
No. Kind
of the same thing goes. I know that's a huge stretch.
Yeah, trains and pedophiles and Bigfoot.
Of liking pedophiles to woofooters, but it kind of is that dirtiness that you dirty up what real people have been investigating for 70 years now.
Yeah.
Versus something that it's really only been the last 3 decades that they've been trying to cram down our throat. the woo footers, the flute players, the mind speakers, I talked to Patty last week. She's doing fine with 8 kids, and she's not mad at Roger, but she thanks God that Bob didn't shoot her. I'm not making this shit up, people. It's out there. People do this stuff. These are people that claim these are Sasquatches that they are communicating with from great distances through their mind. I don't know. I don't. I wish I knew for sure, but I just wish I wish they would call it something else. Don't call it Bigfoot. No. You've invented something else. Call it something else, but you don't have an immediate following.
Even if they just called it spirit talkers,
right? If you just called it Spirit Foot, or woodland spirit, or forest trees, or whatever the hell you want to call. The problem with that is you don't have a ready-made following when you do that. So you have to piggyback some of this garbage off of the real thing that's been there all this time, so that you don't have to create from nothing. And some of these guys are selling it hard, man. They're packaging it, they're selling it before they even, just like Jeff Goldblum said, you've packaged it, you sold it, you didn't do anything to earn it. You don't even think about whether you should. You're just going to do it so you can see if you make a living and not have to do anything else but sell bullshit Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a charlatan. It's a con artist. I give a product.
Dr. Johnson.
I give a product. I give out lots of products, and I give them for free. I get a little bit of advertising money on the back end, but I don't charge anything for this stuff. I'm not peddling a book. I'm not selling you coffee cups. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just trying to be a realistic voice and what's going on with all this mess. And
that's what this mystery needs.
I take a lot of guff for it because, who are you to say that he didn't actually get mind spoke to? Well, I'm not saying that he actually didn't get mind spoke to, but he didn't get mind spoke by a biological ape that lives in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he got mind spoke by the invisible chipmunk that lives underneath his floor decks. I don't know.
Or by one of the 7 dwarves or something like that.
Exactly. Was it Sneepy or Dopey? I'm not sure which.
But to me, like Peter Byrne once quoted, in Sasquatch Odyssey, he said, "I don't see." What did he say? Yeah, I don't see the point of bringing in another mystery to try and solve another one, or something like that. Like like to combine the two. Like he would agree with me. So would John Green, and God forbid, so would Renee DeHinden.
You can't solve one mystery with another mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they, that was the whole point of what they were trying to convey out to that.
Exactly. I know for sure Krantz definitely thought they were not aliens. He always thought Gigantopithecus, right? And, so.
And there's always that, maybe Meldrum is right. Maybe they're all right. I just have never seen. What I saw was not a specialized bamboo eater from Asia. Right. I saw a friggin' 8-foot-tall chimpanzee-like creature with weirdly long legs.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants to say that they got weirdly long arms, but the truth of it is they got weirdly long legs. That's why that's why they don't look like a regular monkey. They have weirdly long legs, not really weirdly long arms. But they say, because their arms hang to the knees, they've got long arms. Well, those kind of apes should have long arms. It's the long legs that they shouldn't have. And
that's right.
That's the weirdness comes out of that. Like I said, when you see one walking or you see one moving, they just look so comically strange. They look like a chimpanzee with long legs. I mean, it's just weird. It's just not something your mind wants to. It doesn't want to compute. Your mind always wants to change it into something that's familiar, and a chimp shouldn't have long legs like that. It was just very, very strange. Anyhow, I think we've pretty much
butchered
into the. Yeah, we've drug our feet through the dirt on this one, 30. I don't hate the woo footers. That's something I would like to convey in this show.
Yeah.
That I don't have hate for any of you guys out there. Do your thing. Just don't muddy up the waters. Don't tell me what I'm looking for, and I won't tell you what you're looking for. But can you just call yours something else? Yeah. We were looking for ours first.
Yes.
So we've got the Sasquatch thing and the Bigfoot name. That's kind of our thing. If you're looking for this thing that can, turn invisible and mind speak to everybody and drop marbles in the middle of the room and cure cancer from a distance, then just call it something else. And maybe the whole community can get along a little better. But
exactly. Like,
don't
Bigfoot
drink
is
the
not
Kool-Aid.
an alien.
Right. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. If Bigfoot comes out of a UFO, it's something different than the Bigfoot that's living in the Pacific Northwest. So with that, I'd say, hey, Super Fan Show number 5 is in the books. Wow. Already number 5. Hey, next week, the 21st, I'm actually bringing you guys something special. That's right. I'm going to have a gentleman come in and join me from Oregon. He's going to be sharing his investigation exploits. I'm not going to share the name, but
I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, it's probably nobody you've actually heard of before.
Probably, yeah.
So it should be a fun night of another little taste of the season of encounters is coming. Season 5. 5. That's right. 5. I can learn how to do that. Don't forget to go to Angels Dust Seasoning on Facebook, facebook.com/Angels Dust Seasoning, and give Troy Sherman some of your love for the holidays. And with that, Mr. Cameron, sir, thank you.
I just want to say one more thing. Thank you, Jeff, for letting me come on the show the 2 times. This has been a great experience.
We'll have you back
definitely a dream come true. So,
dude, I appreciate
like I said,
that.
I hit the big time in the Bigfoot world. So
you shouldn't actually be dreaming about me. That's kind of scary. But we'll be bringing. Bringing some people back for the season.
Why you have to ruin it like that?
We'll be bringing some people back throughout season 5 as well. So thanks everybody for watching tonight, and may the Squatch be with you.
There's a funny bad man in a silly red suit, stuck in the smoke hole of our teepee.